Hi everyone, welcome to our new channel, Cricket Think Tank, and I am Rashid.
I'm Majid.
I'm welcoming you to our new video. So before going to this video, I have a few announcements to make. So the first thing is that please have your share your views on our video and also your feedback in the comment section. And from the next video, we are going to have a separate segment for the comment section where we are going to go through your comments and have our own take on that.
Yeah.
So Majid, so what's our topic and what's we going to talk about?
So as we know that recently Bangladesh has completed their test series against West Indies, and it was an away tour for Bangladesh and home series for West Indies.
Yeah, definitely.
And it was a very interesting and quite entertaining test series that has happened between Bangladesh and West Indies. It ended in a draw. The first match was won by West Indies and the second match was won by Bangladesh. So I would like to say that it was a historic win for Bangladesh, given the fact that Bangladesh has been in the test arena for around 25 years, and the last time they won against West Indies in West Indies was 15 years ago, when the West Indies team that fielded their setup was not the regular player that played for the national team. So there were some issues going with the board. I think that's why they didn't field their regular players. They fielded their first class players, I think. So back then they won the series 2-0, and this time around the current national team setup for West Indies is currently a regular one. So I would say it is a historic win for Bangladesh, given the fact that it is an away win.
Okay, so about the historic term, I actually do not agree with you, because the thing is, okay, I mean, when you say a historic victory, it has to be again. Then you have to win against some opponent like Australia or England, South Africa, India, in their own home soil. Like for example, Bangladesh won against Pakistan, and in some way, I would say that that's historic win, because I mean, Pakistan is, although they were having some tough time, but I would say that still a better test playing nation than us. So it was historic win. But if you think about the kind West Indies setup, yes, it is true that this is the regular West Indies team, but currently West Indies is not doing well in the test cricket.
Yeah.
And at the same time, actually they missed some key players like Jason Holder, Gudakesh Moti. They were not there. Although I saw Gudakesh Moti is playing the Global T20 League, but probably due to some injury or something like that, they did not play. So there were some. They needed some players, and although I would not say that their batting lineup is very strong, and yes, Bangladesh owned this match. But if you think about the second innings, actually, Kemar Roach did not bowl.
Yeah.
Because he was sick, and Kemar Roach is, I would say that he was always good against Bangladesh. So I'm not taking anything away from this victory, but my point is that it is, to me, it's not historic. Yeah, it's a good victory. I really love the way Bangladesh batted in the second innings, and also I would say that Nahid Rana, Taijul, they were the key to win, and also brilliant captaincy from Miraz even in the first innings. But still, I'm not going to tag it as a historic win.
Yeah, I agree to you in some aspect, I think, in this case, because if you analyze the performance of Bangladesh team as a whole, you will see that the bowling department has been consistent in throughout the test series. They have been performing well, except for the first innings in the first test, where they considered more than 400 runs, and they realized that they were not bowling in the right area in this particular condition where they should have bowled. And also given the fact that they were not helped by the fielders by when they dropped too many catches, and they didn't take many half chances, which would have changed the complexion of the game. And the biggest worry in this particular test series was the batting department of Bangladesh, especially the top order, where top order batters of Bangladesh faced less number of deliveries than the lower order batters. and that was a worry that has been persistent throughout the test history of Bangladesh. Maybe over a brief period when Tamim, Shakib, and Mushfiq played consistently for the team, they know how to deal with the new balls and the balls that has been gone old. They knew how to deal with that. But the current national team, I think they need a bit more time, or they need to be mentally strong enough to deal with the new ball and how to deal with the test setup, I think. And one thing, you talked about the captaincy of Mehedi Miraz. I think it was brilliant throughout the test series, and given the fact he has been captaining in absence of Nazmul Hossain Shanto, who has been in good form in the recent ODIs. So they missed his service also in this particular series. I would say there is an unpopular opinion about Miraz's bold decision, like when he actually declared Bangladesh's first innings, given the fact they were not all out and they were more than 100 runs short for against the West Indies, right?
Yeah.
So so that was a bold decision, and the bowling department did exceptionally well to back that particular decision. But
the batters actually.
the batters had to finish the game.
Yeah,
You had
definitely.
4 sessions to score 330 runs. Even you don't play to win. Like if you needed to survive at least the first session of first session that you were going in the 4th innings, right?
Yes.
So that was pretty disappointing, and this needs to be addressed by the team management. Like they need to figure out how to deal with this particular situation, because the bowling department of Bangladesh has been doing exceptionally well and they have been consistent, and our bowling pipeline, if you see, is very good.
I would say that currently we have one of the best pace bowling lineup in the world.
Yeah.
Because if you think of and actually we cannot we have some players whom we can't play in different format. Like if you think about Ibadat is now fit, but I'm not sure whether he's gonna come back to the team.
Yeah.
And he was amazing. Now we have Nahid Rana, who can consistently bowl at 150. So this thing about I never thought that I would see this, that a Bangladeshi bowler is consistently bowling 150, and that is and one thing is that it's not Taskin,
Yeah.
some other guy.
Yeah. So I love the fact that a Bangladeshi fast bowler is actually terrorizing a foreign international batter.
Yes.
That was a scene that I would not have imagined in my childhood, and I would like to give credit to the bowling coaches that has been showing the passion towards grooming up our pace attack. I would like to give my heartfelt gratitude to Otis Gibson, who has started like the revolution of pace bowling lineup for Bangladesh, and it has been carried on by Alan Donald, and currently now Andre Adams is actually carrying on. So I would like to I would like to say that even after Ibadat is not in the team, Bangladesh is not missing his presence, right?
Yes.
Because Nahid Rana is doing an excellent job, and it would be a very healthy competition for Ibadat to get back his place into the national team in place of Nahid Rana. And I would like to say this is a very good headache for Bangladesh selectors.
Yes,
Because
definitely.
you would be tempted to bring back Ibadat, and you would also be tempted not to drop Nahid Rana.
Yes.
So that is a very good sign for Bangladesh pace bowling lineup. And what I would have done if I was in place of the selectors, I would actually rotate the raw pace bowlers like the Nahid Rana and the Ibadat, because the raw pace bowlers are actually much more injury prone than the other bowlers. So if you play one bowler consistently throughout the year, he might get injured sooner rather than later. So I would have actually rotated the bowlers so that they are fresh and fit, and they are ready to go whenever the national team needs the service.
And at the same time, I would also want to talk about Zaker Ali's brilliant
Exactly.
innings. This was not. It didn't look like a test innings to me, but it was the dominating innings. So he
Exactly.
dominated against the bowlers,
Mhm.
and we needed that. And I really felt bad that he failed to score the century.
Yeah.
To be very honest, he didn't the score need not to hit that ball. He could have avoided that, but anyway,
Yeah.
I would say that he scored 91, the vital 91 runs that gave us a big lead, and eventually we won. And Taijul was the key, definitely, to win.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for Taijul because I'm seeing him successful after some time
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the in the away ground. So
Yeah.
but again, the reason I'm not being overjoyous about this particular test series is that previously it happened that we win a match, doesn't matter which format,
Mhm.
we become overjoyous and we feel like, okay, we own the world, and we come back, we forget about the problems, and the problem remains there. And if you think about that, in this test series, our batters were inconsistent,
Yeah.
and not just
No
in
doubt.
this test series. It is being inconsistent for throughout the history.
Yeah.
So I think this is something, and we are going to actually address it more in the next segment, that how concerning our batting performance is. So this is why I don't want to be overjoyous. Yes, it's a good victory, but we have to come back, go to the board, and try to see that how we can improve our test batting, how
Yeah.
we can improve the patience and the competence of our batter.
Yeah, you were absolutely right. I think when our batting lineup is going to perform consistently, then we would be able to win more matches than we're winning right now. If you go through the list of histories in list of test win histories for Bangladesh, then you would see that in Bangladesh has won in whenever Bangladesh has won, in at least one of the test innings they have scored at least 300 runs, except
Yes.
there are two or three occasions, like the current test match that has ended
Yeah, this
between
one.
from
West
against West Indies, and also against the Pakistan last match against Pakistan, where Bangladesh were
Oh,
26
yes.
for 6.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
these were two exceptional condition and the exceptional cases, but except for the other cases, uh, whenever Bangladesh has won, in at least one or two innings they have scored 300 or more runs. So that goes to show that you have to perform with the bat, and you have to lay the foundation for the bowlers to protect the runs, and they will be able to uh, provide you the lead in the later innings, right? So that's the key. And you talked about Zaker Ali. I have been following him for quite a while. I think Bangladesh has found a gem in him. Like he is mentally very tough, and like you saw, his technique is not orthodox. He is actually shuffling across the off stump too much.
Yeah.
I to be honest, whenever I saw his batting, it might be an unpopular opinion, but his batting looked like Steve Smith. Steve Smith's batting is
Yeah.
also pretty much unorthodox, but very much effective in the sense that he knows when do you leave a ball and when do you hit a ball. So he knows what his weak zone is and what is his strong zone. So even though, like Steve Smith, I thought Steve Smith actually shuffles quite a lot, like Zaker Ali, towards the off stump. So I thought Steve Smith is a perfect LBW candidate whenever the pace bowling is actually on the attack. Similar goes to Zaker Ali, but this has not happened quite yet. But we need to see a bit more to be
Yeah.
compared Zaker Ali with Steve Smith. Like
Yeah.
it's his third test only, so it needs to see when you play against the South African condition, in the English condition, and also in the Australian condition, like how he performs when raw pace is bowling against him.
And at the same time, what I want to say that like also for our audience, especially for the Bangladesh audience, I want everyone to be patient with players like Zaker Ali only.
Exactly.
Because the thing is, the problem that happens in our country, maybe not. It's not a very popular opinion, but we are very impatient.
Exactly.
With everyone. Like
Mhm.
Zaker Ali played the brilliant innings against Sri Lanka.
Mhm.
Then he had a bad patch, and we forget about everything, and we started trolling him,
Yeah, yeah.
and we started to say that. I mean, also the people who were supporting him.
Yeah,
Now-
they also trolled.
Got trolled, yeah.
The reporter Syed Abid Hassan Sami.
Yeah.
Because he told that Zaker Ali is a ready product. Zaker Ali is a ready product in terms of BPL. The competition that is offering in Bangladesh, in terms of that, Zaker Ali is the best T20 batter.
Yeah,
That's
but-
why the selector picked him.
And also at the same time, and he also defended that, like, if Zaker Ali did not get selected, then why he was supposed to get the experience of T20?
Yeah.
So so now the thing is, I mean, we have to be. I mean, Zaker Ali. I'm not saying that Zaker Ali Onik is a T20 batter or an ODI batter or something like that. He's a batter. He's a genuine batter who can bat in all three formats.
Exactly.
And but we have to be patient. At the
Yeah.
same time, even I have seen. I'm part of some group chats, and I was seeing that people are becoming very much impatient. They were swearing Miraz or anyone. But the thing is, it's test match.
Yeah.
And so we have to be a little bit more patient with many of the factors. Now,
Yeah.
yes, you will see that I'm also criticizing many factors, but at the same time, you have, but after the result, I'm criticizing.
Exactly.
I'm not criticizing when the game is on.
Yeah.
Right. So this is why I want Bangladeshi viewers to be patient.
Yeah.
Just don't get overjoyous, and also
Yeah.
don't get frustrated easily. So.
Yeah, you talked about criticizing. I think criticism is good whenever you are doing a positive criticism.
Yes.
Criticism should be there. Otherwise, you would not learn where to improve or where you are lacking in. Right.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
I saw, as you told earlier, like you saw many swearing whenever Zaker Ali was picked in the test squad, or
Yes.
Miraj was doing some
Bold.
unorthodox things with his captaincy. So Zaker Ali didn't come into the test squad like out of anywhere. He has been in the test. He has been in the test setup. He has been in the Bangladesh A lineup, Bangladesh HP lineup, and if you see his stats in there, he has been performing in those test matches or the 4-day matches quite consistently. In the last match against the Pakistan A team, he scored a 172 not out. That was a key innings to remember. Even before that, he scored many 50 plus scores in away matches. I remembered when Bangladesh A was playing against West Indies A in sometime around 2020 or something. He scored multiple 50s in multiple matches. So he didn't come out of blue. So he was already in the test setup. That's why and he performed consistently in the A team setup and also in the HP setup. That's why he got selected in the test squad. Yeah.
So I think we can say that that's all about this test match. But again, I mean, the topic that our main discussion is on is about the test batters. So definitely Bangladesh, this series was related to that. And this is why we put some time here. And now about the test batter of Bangladesh. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how you want to rate Bangladeshi batters? On a scale of 1 to 10.
To be honest, since I am a Bangladeshi born supporter, I would like to give them 10 out of 10, but the reality is not like that. Because I would like to say that they are not lacking in skills in some cases, because skills are I would like to say that in all other countries the batters are not well equipped with all the tests as batting skills that a batter should have, but they are mentally very strong, which I think Bangladeshi players are lacking in their in their batting skill, I think, because surviving for a particular period of time is also a skill which is actually lacking, I think, in case of Bangladesh test batters. If you like to see some stats about Bangladeshi test openers, like whenever Bangladesh since the 2000s to current 2024, we're currently going in the 2025, so it's been more than 25 years Bangladesh has been in the test arena, and you will see that Bangladeshi openers test ball per innings average is around 60. You will not see many openers who has been playing more than 60 balls per innings.
Yeah.
So that's a very shocking fact, and that's why Bangladesh has not been doing well in the test arena. If you closely observe that particular situation.
Actually, if I if I compare just to for last 2 years, if I compare how Bangladeshi batters are performing in different positions, then you will see that I'm comparing Bangladeshi batters with Sri Lanka and Pakistan. You can see the stat right now. So you will see that if you from position 1 to 4, Bangladeshi batters, the batting average is around 26. Whereas we can see that Pakistan and Sri Lanka both are having more than 30, and Sri Lanka is actually having around 40. So the batters of Sri Lanka are scoring at least 14 runs more than us as an opener. That means from two openers you are getting 14 more runs. And if you think about, I mean, in other places, like if you think about from 5 to 7, Bangladeshi batters are performing okay. I mean, the performance is very close to Pakistan, and yeah, Sri Lanka did better in all the setup. So, and the interesting fact is that the batters of number 10 and number 11, they perform better than both of these countries, because the thing is, in any I'm just comparing with Sri Lanka and Pakistan here. I'm not comparing with the big ones. So even the countries that the nations that are almost in our level, they are performing better than us in those places. So this is concerning. And we have to think about it, that why this is happening. And in any test playing country, they always have the best batters up front.
Yeah.
That means from number 1 to number 4, your best 4 batters will be there. But unfortunately, we never saw that. Our best batters are always who are playing at the middle order or lower middle order, or even if I remember Mohammad Rafiq.
Yeah.
At one point, he was the best batter of Bangladesh. Yeah. At one point, I still remember that. So, because I still remember, if you think about the test matches around 2000 2005, I mean, Bangladesh used to lose a lot of wickets before, and then Rafiq used to come and score some runs, and that's where the entertaining part of our test match. So this is a concern. And if you also think about from the partnerships perspective, you will see that our opening again you're seeing the stat right now. You will see that Bangladesh is having around 25 runs on an average since 2022 to now. It is around 2026. Whereas we are seeing that Pakistan struggled, but still it is somewhere around 30, and for Sri Lanka it is better. And again, for the second innings partnership, that means you got out in the second wicket partnership, we are seeing that the difference is huge. And you see that, I mean, and this is where the problem happens. That means we are not surviving, we are not scoring more runs in the first wicket partnership, or in the second wicket partnership, and third wicket partnership. So we are losing wickets very quickly. And so if we lose, so if I look into the stat again, and if I see, and from the stat I can see that actually within around 100 runs, we, on an average, we lose at least 4 wickets.
Yeah.
So in test match, you are losing 4 wickets. That means maybe your top 4 batters within 100 runs. So this is a big concern.
Yeah.
And that means you are losing all four of if you are batting first. In the first day, in the first session, you are likely to lose more than around 3 to 4 best batters. So what are you going to do after that?
Yeah, that's a big concern, I think. Yeah, you brought up a very good point. I think Bangladesh has been doing consistently well whenever the tail-ender batters are coming into the crease, but that's so you cannot expect more from the tail-ender batters that they're currently that they're doing currently. But the level of performance that should have been coming from the Bangladeshi opener, not only openers, the top order batters, they are not doing that consistently, and they not only consistently, they are doing it very hardly. So that's I think Bangladesh team management and the boards need to take necessary action in this particular case, I think, so that they don't fall behind the other test playing nations that are currently matching up their level. You can see that the current test dynamics are going in a different direction. So if we need to cope up with this particular level of intensity, we need to come up with something so that our Bangladeshi top order batters are actually performing.
Now to you, so if I ask you this question, so what do you think about the biggest problem our Bangladeshi batters face?
So I think if you see the level of challenge they face in the first class cricket is quite huge in comparison to what they face in the international arena. I would like to say that currently BCB is taking a very good step. Like, they have changed the 4-day matches cricket ball. Previously they used to play with some Kokabura or SG ball, I think. Currently they are using Duke ball, which has a bit more swing, and that's why I think currently even if you see some batters are performing consistently even after this particular enforcement, you will be able to say that that this particular batter has faced some level of challenge close to international setting, maybe not quite up to that particular level, but some level of intensity quite close to that, and they have performed equivalently well. So if you like to see and one thing I would like to mention about the history of test openers that has been present in the Bangladeshi test setup from 2000 to currently, you can see in the screen that currently there are up till now there have been 22 different openers that has played for the Bangladesh test setup. And if you see that the total number of balls faced per innings rate is quite high, is not quite high. As you can see that in all the cases Tamim Iqbal is the most successful in this case, who has a ball 66 ball faced per innings average.
Yeah.
And the next high is Nafis Iqbal, who has played 11 matches. He has also a 64 balls average per innings. Another interesting case is of Johul Islam, who has played only four matches, but he has a very higher average. He had a very higher average of balls, average balls faced per innings. Who has faced around 78 balls per innings. So as you can see that currently the openers that are playing in our team, like Zaker Hassan, is facing around 49 deliveries per innings. So that's less than 10 overs, right?
Yeah,
so you are quite sure that your current opener is going to be out within the 10 overs.
So that means, if you think about it, so on average, your batter. So it's a test match. So if you are scoring, maybe if you're scoring half of the run that you're facing the ball, then you would actually score around 24 or 25. I think that's his average.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
and
that's a very interesting stat. Even Shadman Islam is also in the same level, where he has actually faced around 50 balls in average per innings. But if you see some other batters like Mahmudul Hassan Joy, like he performed very well when he debuted in the South Africa. He scored a century, I think, in that particular test series. But after that, he has been struggling with forms. So due to that particular purple patch, he had a very good first innings performance in terms of balls faced average. So he faced around 83 balls in first innings on an average. That's why the selectors are actually giving him more opportunity to gain his form back. I would have liked to see Johul Islam Omi a bit more, although he has played only 4 matches. I don't know. I think he faced some injury after the test series that has finished after. I think 2023. I think, 2023. I think.
And also, I'm surprised. One of the biggest factor about the Bangladeshi batters, and also it's not just the batters. It's about the way we are selecting the players.
Yeah.
As you were, if we in last two stat, we were seeing that Johul Islam Omi, he is a very experienced campaigner, and he did very well even in the first class. But unfortunately, I didn't see him actually being a regular player in the test match. Also, same goes to Naim Islam. So test match is something for the experienced player. You need more experience because you are going to face more deliveries.
Yeah.
So for that, you have how we gain that patience.
Yeah.
We gain this patience by facing more and more different match situations.
Exactly.
So you need the experience, you need more ball, you need to face more deliveries, and that's how it is better grow. But what do we do in our setup, that we actually see some batters from under 19 and we just integrate them to the team. We don't care we don't care are they doing well or not. Just think about Shahadat Hosan Dipu. I don't have anything against him, but is he a test batter? What do you think? Is he?
So that's an interesting point you brought up, because I think his under 19 performance was very good. I think he was one of the
under 19. Yes,
exactly. That was my point that you actually talked about earlier. Like he was very consistent in the under 19 setup. He was one of the highest run scorers in the under 19 World Cup tournament, I think. But in the domestic season also, he scored I think 2 centuries last season, but I'm not quite sure about this. I need to take a look into that particular setup
I think
also.
2 or 3.
Yeah.
But his average is somewhere around 30.
Yeah, maybe.
So that means a batter who has around average of 30, that batter is going to play in the national team. So what do you expect from that player? And I'm not being harsh here, but what I'm trying to say that he needed time to grow. If he wants to be in the national team, national team, he needed to be in the first class for maybe 4 or 5 seasons where he improved, he learned, he would have better stat, then he would have come back.
Yeah, that I think you brought a very good point in here. I think Bangladeshi selectors would have I would have liked to see a bit more of Tushar Imran or Naim Islam in this particular test lineup, because they had more experience playing the first class cricket, and they know how to play the game, or when you need to survive, and in some cases you need to score runs. So I would have liked to see in these cases, like, the top order batters need to be a bit more experienced, because they need to adapt to a situation according to the demand when the batters are actually going into the pitch. So if you put a youngster into the top order setup in test area, you are putting him under a lot of pressure, which he might not be able to cope up.
Yes.
That's what has happened with Shahadat Hossain Dipu, and I think that has been also happening with Mahmudul Hassan Joy also,
and also for Sadman Islam as well, because they all.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying Sadman Islam's. I would say that his first class average is better, but still, if you think about it, like these players are not experienced with experienced with playing more matches in the first class.
yeah,
So you need this experience there, and because the more you play, the more you are facing more and more deliveries. You are learning the survival skill there. So now, what is in the selection panel? Even the new selection panel, all are operating in the same way. They are thinking, okay, this under 19 player, they own the World Cup, so I have to bring some players from here. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter whether it's good for them or not.
yeah,
And you see that actually we do not have, if you think about the test lineup right now, except the bowlers, our batters, I cannot rely on any one of them.
yeah,
So, and because these players, they're coming just because they played in the under 19 World Cup. They didn't even play in under 19 test matches. I think in last 4 years there's only one under 19 test match. One
yeah,
or two maybe, sorry. I think I saw in a video of Abid Hassan Sami.
yeah,
So maybe one or two,
yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah, that's a good point you brought up, I think. So I would like to ask you, like, do you think Bangladesh has enough openers in the lineup that can serve in the future Bangladesh test arena?
Okay.
So in this case, I would like to bring up some stat that would be shown in the screen right now. So in the currently finished NCL, that is the first class tournament of Bangladesh cricket team. So in that particular series, the top scorer was I think Amit Hassan, who is a middle.
Yes.
Amit Hassan was a middle order batter.
Yeah.
But I am showing you how did the top openers performed in the
Yeah.
NCL. Okay, so as you can see here, the top openers in terms of runs is Enamul Haq, who had a very good tournament, 57 average in the 12 innings, and he scored around 680 runs, around 700 runs. So, and he faced around 993 balls in total. So on an average, he faced around 83 balls per innings.
Yeah.
So that's a very good
Yeah.
that's a very good tournament, I would say, because if you like to break down that particular tournament, in one innings he faced more than 50 balls. In at least in one inning, in 6 innings he faced more than 100 balls.
Yeah.
And maximum number of balls he faced was 169. So you can see that not only he is scoring us, he's also facing many deliveries apart from that. And I would like to mention another player who has been in the lookout, I think, who is Iftekhar Hossain Ifti. He played for Borishal division. So he played in 13 innings. He scored 563 runs, not many runs, but he faced 1300 deliveries, almost 1400 deliveries.
Yeah.
And you can see that on an average he faced around 105 deliveries per innings. So you can see that, and also in each innings you can see that in 3 innings he has faced more than 50 deliveries, and in 7 innings he faced more than 100 deliveries. So you can see that the opener that we are looking for are currently in the setup, but they're not catching the eye of national selector for some reason. Maybe they're not scoring enough runs like Enamul Haq.
Yes.
Even like Amit Mojumdar also.
Yeah.
Amit Mojumdar is another interesting case who has been performing consistently throughout that first class. He is also in similar category. Like you can see, he has scored in 11 innings, 468 runs. Tournament average was around 43. but he also faced more than 1,000 deliveries in the tournament, and his innings per balls per faced average was
98. Yeah.
almost close to 100. So you need these sort of batters to play in the opening setup, right, in the test area.
Yes, definitely.
Because in the opening you need to make the new ball old by facing those deliveries, right? Then it would be easier for the the batter that are coming after you, and then they will be able to be a bit more proactive, right?
Yes.
So I think the Bangladeshi selectors need to take a look on those facts also, not only the players who are actually scoring runs, but how long they are staying on the crease, how much deliveries they are actually facing in each innings. They need to take a look at those stats also, and I think that would be beneficial for Bangladesh test setup in the long run.
In my opinion, I would say that what happens in our selection process is that naturally they see this table, and they sort it by the score, how many runs they scored, and then they select maybe top 5 or top 6. Now the problem happened that they often forget about some of the very important stat that you have shown, like for example ball faced per innings. This is very important. That means if a batter is facing more than 105 balls, then that means the batter is likely to score around at least 40 runs.
Yeah,
on an average. Now think about our national team. Is there any batter who is having more than 40 in test average?
You can.
Tamim used to have that.
Our best test batter is Mushfiqur Rahim, right?
Mushfiqur Rahim, but
Mushfiqur Rahim is also not having a best test average of 40.
No, so, I think Tamim in his early days, Tamim used to have. Then at one point I remember Sakib used to have that, but they were closer, like 39. Mean they ended up with 38, 39 ish.
Mominul Haq was another batsman who used to have a higher average, but due to his down. Since he's getting old, I think his reflexes are also getting a bit slower. So
and also I think there is also another factor as well. The factor is that yes, they're facing more and more deliveries, but what kind of deliveries they're facing? Like I'm not sure about this season. I have to check. But naturally, what happens in our first class is that the batter, maybe for first 5 or 6 over, the pacers ball, then actually the ball goes to the spinners, and then they're facing the spinners, and that's how they can survive. And you will see that if you think about even Sadman Islam. Sadman Islam is, if look at his first class stat, he has he faced I think more than 10,000 balls.
Yeah.
So that means he is capable. But why we are not seeing that in the international setup? Because there is something that we are missing, and this is why I'm not taking anything away from this stat. What I want that some players like Anamul Haq or Ifti or Amit, I want them to be used in the Bangladesh A or HP. I want them to be in that pipeline.
Yeah, exactly.
I want them to I want Bangladesh cricket board to actually arrange more and more test matches for Bangladesh A team,
HP team,
under 19. And also another thing that I really want is that I want separate under 23 or reserve test matches, because you see that in the NCL not all the players in the squad is playing. So what's happening to those players? They're not getting the game time.
Exactly.
So is it their fault? No. So just give them the chances, because maybe that's how they also need to grow. Now the problem that happens, even I'm seeing some of the selectors take as well, and I saw that they were more focused on the result. They're more focused on winning, but I want them to be focused on the developing.
Exactly.
Because yes, first class winning is good, but at the same time developing is the prime. So the players, for the first class players, I want them to have, to be noticed that based on their different capabilities, like okay, a batter is not, maybe he's not scoring more run, but he's surviving more, or a batter is maybe only scoring 30 or 30 each, but actually scoring some of the impactful runs.
Yeah.
So there are many things that leaves behind the stat, and we
Yeah.
have to focus on that.
Yeah, you brought a very interesting point, I think. Like the batters that were coming into the test arena in the international stage of Bangladesh, so they were facing more deliveries of spin in their first class setup before coming into the international setup. But this year was a very interesting in terms of that. In If you see the NCL top wicket takers
Yeah,
chart,
this is different. I know.
yeah, so in the top five, four of them were pacers, and
Yes.
only one spinner was there. So I would
Yes.
like to say that the decision to enforce Duke ball was a very good decision. So that will not only help the pacers of Bangladesh, it will also help the batters of first class cricket who is actually facing the pacers. Cause if you are adding an extra advantage to the bowlers, it will be challenging for the batters also to score more runs. So if you, as I said earlier, if you see that in this particular setting, if a particular batter is actually scoring more runs given this particular challenging condition, you will be able to say that this particular batter is facing tough challenges and he has performed consistently well. Like I would like to say in this case, Iftikhar Hossain Ifti or Anamul Haq is performing consistently throughout the NCLs in the previous seasons also. But I think he needs the selectors want him to perform more on the Bangladesh A's and the HPs. That's why he's not getting selected.
And also for Anamul Haq, I'm not sure. There are some players I've seen, not just Anamul Haq, who are very good in the first class setup.
Exactly.
But unfortunately, I don't know what happens. They do not perform well in the international setup. So I'm not sure why this is the case. But it happens.
Yeah.
Like Cameron Bancroft from Australia. So, and then Marcus Harris. So this is a interesting thing that we may discuss sometimes, that why these players who are maybe legend in their first class setup, but unfortunately they fail to reach the same height in the international cricket. So
Exactly.
so I think this is all from us. We tried to discuss some aspects about Bangladeshi batting. Maybe in the future we are going to go more about this topic and also different topics. In the next video, maybe we'll try to think about our bowlers or because I think we're only talking about batters, right?
Because this particular area is actually lacking, and there needs to be more. There needs to have more work.
Yes.
So that's why we are trying to address how in which cases they are actually failing, and what things they can improve, and what particular point of view actually is missing in terms of the national selectors, that while they are selecting the players, not only selecting in terms of scoring runs, but they can also they also need to check how they are actually adapting to the pitch and adapting to the different deliveries. I think that's why we wanted to discuss about the Bangladeshi batters. Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's all for today's video. So please leave your comments and also share your views as well. I think many of you have very different views on Bangladeshi batters. Many helpful suggestions as well. So please feel free to share them and subscribe to our channel. We are having only 10 subscribers right now, and I hope we will have more. And if with your support, I believe we can actually give a lot of new things, new discussion to this cricket arena. So support us and Have a nice day.
Yeah, I before finishing, I would like to give a shout out to Samuel Islam Bhai, who has been doing very hard work behind the scene, but he's actually very shy. He doesn't want to come before the screen.
Yeah.
A huge shout out to Samuel Islam Bhai
Yeah,
for all the efforts.
definitely. And also, I would want to thank Mason,
Yeah.
George Mason University. So this is their podcast setup. So thank you, George Mason University, for allowing us to use this. And have a wonderful day and have a safe day and love cricket and goodbye.